Hello once again, and a special hello and welcome to anyone doing this for the first time. We're going to sing one of the greatest hymns of all, Abide With Me, inseparable from the tune Eventide. All of us will surely feel we know this one, but when was the last time you sang it all the way through? How many chances come our way these days? Once a year, maybe? Here's a chance for us to sing almost all the verses and enjoy every part of this magnificent hymn. Now, as always, before we get started, I want you to check that you're watching the right video. There are 4 separate ones for each of the 4 voice parts: soprano, alto, tenor and bass, and another one for the instrument players. This one is for bass singers, so if that's not you, you need to go back to the playlist and choose another. Abide With Me is generally thought to have been written in September 1847 by the Reverend Henry Francis Lyte, an Anglican minister in Ireland and later in Devon, and it was shortly before his death later that year in Nice on an unsuccessful visit to restore his health. The tune Eventide is by William Henry Monk, a London organist and choir master who became choir master at King's College, and his most famous role, of course, was as the musical editor of the new hymn book Hymns Ancient and Modern, published in 1861. This most significant hymn book changed the face of hymnody in the Church of England by introducing what became virtually a standardized national hymn book. He wrote this tune for Lyte's hymn, and this powerful, moving, and in some ways very personal hymn has been a much-loved favourite ever since. We get a chance to enter into this hymn and enjoy almost all the verses, so take your time, savour each one, and there are some interesting things in our arrangement for both singers and instrument players which I hope you'll enjoy. Now, before we get into that, here are a few words of advice on how to record your contribution. If you've done this enough times that you're very familiar with this process, do please skip this section and go forward to the point in the video shown on the screen. This video will display the music and will play a guide track. If you prefer to use a written score, or if you need a transposed part for your instrument, these are all available in the Dropbox folder, and the link for that was also in the email. If there is some combination of key, part and clef that you need and can't see there, please email me and I will do it for you. My email address is at the end of this video. So you listen to this video on headphones and then you record yourself singing or playing into maybe your smartphone or to a recording app on your computer. We only want audio, we don't need any video. If you are using a smartphone, please hold it a little bit away from you to minimize distortion. For singers, please try and breathe as noiselessly as possible, particularly at the start of each verse. This is to avoid getting a massive hissing sound. Now, one way to do this is to start breathing in a little bit earlier than you would normally do and to hold your mouth a little bit wider. Do please avoid background noise and try and avoid especially an echo. So if you're recording in a room that is quite echoey, perhaps see if you have another place in your home which has got less echo. Try and avoid getting a hum on the recording, and this sometimes happens if you're using a phone to record yourself and you place it on top of a laptop or something else that's got a motor running in it or a fan. The recording must of course be only of you. We don't want to hear the guide track in the background. As this is quite a long piece, if something goes wrong when you're well into it, you don't need to start at the beginning all over again. Just keep going, maintain tempo, which is really important, and start singing or playing again at the next verse. And then when you're finished, just re-record the bit that went wrong and we will patch it in. Now let's get ready for the piece. Here's the plan. First of all, the band will play through the tune, and then we will start singing unaccompanied and in unison. And we need to sing this a little softly, perhaps almost plaintively, to try and communicate a sense of isolation that there is at the start of this hymn. For verse 2 we're still unaccompanied, but now we break into full harmony, adding warmth and confidence. Then the band joins us with a symphony, and then we sing the third verse in full harmony, followed by a slightly different symphony. In the fourth verse the tune passes to the tenors, who therefore need to sing a little louder, while the rest of us all sing a little quieter. And during this verse the sopranos will sing the tenor line. In the fifth verse we're back to normal 4-part harmony, but with some notable dynamics here. We start quietly and we build up. in line with the words. And then this is followed by a different and again slightly longer symphony. For the sixth verse, we all sing in unison, and the sopranos sing a descant, a little louder than the rest of us, and the volume grows through to full fortissimo at the end. And then we sing the last verse in full 4-part harmony, followed by an instrumental coda. So that's the plan. Now, you don't need to write all this down. It's all written out in your score. You just need to keep singing your line and observe the dynamics that are written. And as always, the click track will stop when you're not singing and will start again 1 bar before your entry. So if you wish, watch the rest of this video and perhaps practice a few times, as both singers and instrument players have got some things to get right. And when you're ready, come back to this point of the video. This is a very personal hymn and a very Victorian one, so make the most of the expression, do the dynamics very markedly, and put your heart and soul into this, whilst above all enjoying singing and playing. Abide with me, fast falls the eventide, the darkness deepens, Lord, with me abide. When other helpers fail and comforts flee, help of the helpless, oh abide with me.